Okay, just like to touch now on cited reference searching, and this is really important and useful when you do literature reviews, because it kind of sees the progression of research and the building blocks, if you like, and the different directions a body of work has taken through time and with different researchers. For the AIRS log, don't use the library search. You're being asked to identify two relevant databases. So please do that, not library search. That's considered a catalog in a way, or federated search. Okay, back to cited reference searching. So the cited reference searching is going to allow you to see who has cited a really useful paper. And you can have an idea of how important that paper is, or the authors are who have written it, from how often it has been cited. You need to be a little bit careful about this because, of course, something that has been really recently published won't have had time to be cited. So do be a little bit aware. But it does give you that sense of looking at both what a paper has referenced itself and who has cited that paper, what has been going on, what practices, what gaps are. So it is a really useful technique. So there are a number of tools that allow you to do cited reference searching. So we've got Google Scholar, which is good because, especially for some disciplines, for humanities, say, and law, that might not have as good coverage in Scopus and Web of Science, but sometimes falls down a little bit on the quality of its data. Sometimes duplicates and the numbers aren't quite as accurate as in Scopus or Web of Science. So I'm just going to skip across to Scopus now. And what I could do is run a search for a specific article title. But in the interests of time, because I want to give you a chance to do this, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you that for this article, say, I can see who cited it. So I could click on that and see who have cited this article. If I've got a result set as well on my topic, I could say, I want to see the big hitters on this topic. I want to have this ranked not on relevance, but by cited by highest, and then get a sense of the big papers on a specific question. And then again, you can click on those particular papers. Okay. So I'm going to pause now and give you a chance to have a go at looking for this specific article. See if you can use a couple of tools, Scopus and Google Scholar, Scopus Web of Science, as you like. Scopus 17 and Google Scholar 25. Yes, so that's interesting because you see how you get different results in different databases. If I don't know if anyone's done this search in Web of Science. Web of Science 14. Yes, and sometimes people wonder why that might be, and it's because these different databases are indexing different journals. So there is some crossover, but they are indexing different journals, and that's why the citation counts will be different in these databases. Okay, I hope everybody else was able to search and use this technique successfully. It is very useful, highly recommended for literature reviews, because it does give you that sense of the directions that the research has taken in a field, and also helps you identify the seminal authors and the seminal papers. So very, very useful indeed. So we're coming to the end of AIRS 2. There is a little post activity, a preparation for AIRS 3. which is having a look at module 7.3, which is about coding the literature. So this is really talking to how to organize this, can be quite a big body of literature that you find for your review, and how to organize it and sort of arrange it in themes to make your lives a little easier, and also looking at keeping useful notes. So there's information on the AIRS site and the modules on techniques to do this, on a technique called Latch, literature grids. So if you've got the time, start to think about a coding system that you might use and tools that you might use.